everybody? Welcome back to Shit Talking Time, where we break down the biggest stories in hip hop, sports, entertainment, and the culture. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and let's get into it. When people hear the name 50 Cent, most immediately think about Get Rich or Die Trying, In Da Club, G Unit, and one of the greatest debut albums in hip hop history. But here's the question I want to ask today. Has 50 Cent actually become bigger than his music? Think about it for a second. How many artists from the early 2000s are still dominating headlines almost every single week without releasing a new album? Not many. Yet somehow 50 Cent continues to stay relevant year after year. Some of that comes from his personality. Whether you love him or hate him, 50 understands something that a lot of celebrities don't. Attention is currency. He's always part of the conversation. One day, he's promoting one of his television projects. The next day, he's making people laugh on social media. Then he's announcing another business move, another tour, another investment, or another production deal. And that's not luck, that's branding. One thing I've always respected about 50 is that he never put all of his eggs into one basket. Music made him famous. Business kept him wealthy. Entertainment kept him relevant. That's a blueprint a lot of artists have tried to follow, but very few have been able to duplicate. When you look at his career after rap, it's honestly impressive. And he became one of television's biggest producers. He built successful partnerships outside of music. He continued touring. He expanded his brand into multiple industries. And maybe most importantly, he figured out how to market himself without spending millions of dollars on advertising. His Instagram alone has become one of the most powerful marketing tools in entertainment. Some people call it trolling, others call it genius, because every time 50 posts something controversial, the blogs pick it up. The podcasts talk about it. YouTube creators make videos about it. News outlets report on it. And suddenly everybody is talking about 50 Cent again. That's free promotion. Whether you agree with his approach or not, it's hard to argue with the results. Now, does that mean everybody likes what he does? Of course not. A lot of people believe he takes the trolling too far. He's had very public feuds with Ja Rule, Rick Ross, Diddy, Floyd Mayweather, and plenty of others. Some fans think it's hilarious. Others think it becomes unnecessary. But here's something interesting. Even the people who complain about 50 usually end up sharing his posts anyway. That's influence. The bigger question is whether any other rapper has managed to reinvent themselves as successfully. You have Jay-Z, who became a billionaire through business. You have Snoop Dogg, who somehow turned himself into one of the most recognizable personalities on the planet. Master P built an empire long before many artists thought about ownership. Dr. Dre changed the business through beats, electronics, and production. So where does 50 Cent rank among those names? That's where the debate gets interesting, because success looks different depending on what you value. If you're talking about investments, Jay-Z deserves to be in the conversation. If you're talking about branding, Snoop Dogg is almost impossible to beat. If you're talking about ownership and entrepreneurship, Master P changed the game. But if you're talking about staying relevant across music, television, business, touring, and social media all at the same time, 50 Cent has a very strong argument. He understands today's media better than a lot of younger artists. And he knows how to create conversation. He knows how to build anticipation, and he knows how to keep people watching. That's why I think 50 Cent's biggest talent today may not even be rapping. It might be marketing. Every week there's another headline, another interview, another business announcement, and another viral post. And somehow people keep clicking. That's not accidental. That's strategy. Now, does every strategy work? No. Does everybody agree with the way he handles situations? Absolutely not. But staying relevant for more than 2 decades in the industry where careers often last only a few years is something very few artists ever accomplish. So here's my question for all of you. Has 50 Cent become bigger than his music? And if we're talking strictly business after rap, who has had the greatest second career? 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Master P, Dr. Dre? Or is there somebody else that deserves to be mentioned? I want to hear your opinions, because this is one of those conversations where everybody is going to have a different answer. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this discussion, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Shyt Talking Time, and share this video with somebody who's always debating hip hop. Until next time, I'm Grubs, and I'll catch you in the next one.